Welcome back to another video. So it is Wednesday evening. It is about 6 p.m, so it's later than I'd have liked to have been leaving and heading to my parents to train, but it's absolutely fine. This is hopefully the last week of me having to train late. Hopefully after this week I can train daytime on a Wednesday and mix up my schedule a little bit to make training a bit easier on a Wednesday. So just going to suck it up for this week. It is week 5 though, so it is a heavy week. Deadlift PB planned for tonight. Very exciting. I'm into volume PB. I'm not going for a heavy single. I feel like my voice is going as well, which isn't good. Yeah, just going to head to my parents now and get the session done.
If you rockin' with it, put your hands up. We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart, cause I know we won't make it out. I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out. We've heard it all before. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 We head for the sky, it's all.
Okay, so squats are done. Really pulled back volume on squats today. Basically trying to figure out what level of kind of tapering works best for me because comp is literally 3 blocks away. So starting to kind of trial with stuff like that. I mean, the previous blocks, my squat has always showed up on that primary day of week 5 of the block, just from pushing volume as normal on this day. But obviously if I can get some more out of it, and also my squats have been feeling more and more sluggish as the blocks have gone on, just because I haven't really pulled back at any point during this whole off season. Like I think we're what, 6 blocks in, towards the end of the 6th block, and I'm still building momentum. I'm still kind of rolling it. I'm still building momentum. Things are still going well. I'm still progressing, but I can definitely feel that my body is tired. So yeah, basically just trialing to see how much of pulling, or like how much pulling back benefits my squats on Saturday. Hopefully a lot. But yeah, no, I was really nervous going into this squat session. So my top set of 5 last Wednesday at 152 felt very difficult. Like, don't get me wrong, my squat pattern just didn't feel normal, didn't feel natural. I definitely didn't execute very well. But because that was so difficult, taking a 7.5 jump this week to 160, which is a matched PB, 160 for 5, I knew I'd have it, but I was very scared that it was going to be a complete max effort set and essentially just kill me off for Saturday. So I'm very happy with how it went. I thought it was a lower RP than the last time I hit it, but actually, I think it was. But if you watch them side by side, last time I hit it, it was actually quicker. But I remember that was just after Christmas when obviously I'd been eating loads of junk food. My body felt incredibly beat up for that session. And I remember having like the worst back pump after. And the actual set itself in the moment felt a lot harder than what it did today, even though it moved a little bit slower today. So I hope that makes sense. But yeah, no, I'm happy with how it moved. I think my depth was a lot better as well than last time I hit it. Last time I hit it, it definitely didn't look convincing, but it also could have been the angle because I filmed from quite like a low angle. Where today I filmed on my phone from like a higher up, kind of more where the centre judge is likely to be, and they looked in, so. But yeah, so I'm really happy with that. My 140 set of 7, I did 1 set, so normally I'd do 3. Again, pulling back that volume massively, while still keeping the intensity somewhat high, which is what I think works best for my squat anyway. Like I need that intensity during the week, but I just don't need to kill myself off with volume. Yeah, no, it moved really well. It felt really comfortable. I just kind of, I don't want to say I rushed it because I still took my time, but I just didn't execute that well. My bracing was a bit off. I had my belt on too tight. So yeah, it's fine. It moved fine. It wasn't overly taxing, and yeah. So now I'm going to move on to bench. So plan for bench is also to pull back on weight slightly, but keep volume the same. So I'm going to match last week's 3 count single of 110, hopefully. And then I've got back off 5. I think last week I did 102.5, so this week I'm just going to do 100. Hopefully that moves somewhat comfortably. And yeah, so going to crack on with that. Let's see how it goes.
Alright, our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright if we are crashing down again. Pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart, 'cause I know we won't make it out. I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out. We've heard it all before. It's alright. Hey, it's alright. Hey, it's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. It's alright, so let's move on. It's alright, so let's move on. It's alright, so let's move on.
Okay, so I just got home. I didn't film a recap of bench before I started deadlifts because, I mean, bench went really well. Don't really have anything to say. It's kind of crazy that sets of 5 are conservative. No, sets of 5 at 100 is conservative weight to save energy for later in the week. Like, when did that ever happen? But yeah, basically, I was so nervous for deadlifts today, and I have been all week. And by the time I'd finished bench, I was just like, I needed to just get the bar loaded and just get on with it, because otherwise, if I put it off for too long, it was just gonna mess with me mentally. So yeah, deadlifts went so well. I'm so proud of myself for pushing through. 3 sets of 5 at 165. I've never even done 1 set of 5 at 165 before. And it wasn't that difficult either. Like, I didn't doubt at any point that I had it. My last rep of the last set was a little bit grindy, but I maintained position incredibly well. My grip was really strong. I managed to get a clean lockout. Like, I'm so proud of myself. Like, that was such a big thing. But yeah, it was kind of cheesy. I literally just kept whispering to myself and like internally speaking to myself, like, your mind is strong, your body is healthy. And I just kept literally saying it over and over again, like, your body is healthy, your mind is strong, your body is healthy, your mind is strong. As I was setting up for every set, and like, even in between reps, like, I just think it to myself, like, I just needed that reassurance that my body is healthy now. And tonight 100% proved that to me. And my mind is strong. Like, I am stubborn. When I start a set, I'm not going to quit until I get the reps I need. But I'm going to kind of wrap this bit up here. I'll do another little Q&A segment. Again, I'll film it tomorrow because I need to get in, eat and get to bed as soon as possible because it is about 11 PM. But thankfully, this is the last week that I should be training this late on a Wednesday. I really hope. So yeah, basically week 5 has got off to a very good start. But I will see you in the next clip for a little bit of a Q&A. Okay, so a little Q&A segment that I've been doing in these Friday videos each week. So, this one I thought was quite funny. It kind of follows on from my last video. So it's an Instagram Q&A box that I put up, and someone asked me, because I do regularly post this on my Instagram as well, do you really not believe in externals? So obviously I know that externals do exist. So if you're not familiar with the term externals, externals is like external factors outside of training that will have an impact on your training. So things like sleep quality, nutrition, stress, just a busy work schedule, having a manual job, just things like that. Obviously, I'm very aware that if you've had a ridiculously busy, stressful day with no sleep, it probably is going to impact your training. But I am also very aware that the second you tell yourself that you're going to have a worse session because of XYZ external reason, you're going to have a bad session. I think one of my best qualities as a lifter, as an athlete, is my ability to just basically be stubborn, like my stubbornness with my training. So I will never let an external factor affect my training as much as I possibly can. So like, for example, last Saturday when I had to be up at 4 in the morning or 4:30 to drive 2 hours to ref until 5, to then drive 2.5 hours to my parents' house to train, and to then get back, sleep, and had to ref again the next day. So that session that night was week 4 of the block, and it could, in theory, it should have gone terribly. But I made sure to control every external that I could. So I obviously had no control over the sleep thing. Like, I made sure to get as much rest as I could during the week prior so that I wasn't going into the weekend already low on sleep. But there was no way I was going to fall asleep at a good time on the Friday night to ensure that I'd had 8 hours by 4:30 in the morning. I think I went to bed at 10, but I didn't actually fall asleep until gone midnight because I just couldn't fall asleep. And I knew that was likely going to happen. And I literally couldn't control that. So for that Saturday, what I made sure I did control was the quality of food I was eating. I had 3 prepped meals to take with me, as well as 4 prep. I think I took 4 prepped meals with me, and I would literally just eat in every break that I got, which thankfully worked out as roughly every 2.5 hours. So I was perfectly fueled throughout the day. I made sure to drink plenty throughout the day. I was hydrated. And I made sure that I had my last meal at 5 p.m. just before I left the venue, so that 2.5 hours later when I got to my parents' house, I'd digested my food and I was almost ready to train. I had a quick pre-workout snack, which was literally just an apple, and I trained. I made sure to keep sipping on drink the entire day and the entire journey to my parents' house. I had a Monster when I got to about an hour away from there, just to give me a little bit of an energy boost. And yeah, I controlled everything I could possibly control for that session, and I had a phenomenal session. Was I exhausted the next day when I had to get up early again? Obviously. But it's fine. It is what it is. I had no choice. I had to fit everything in, so I made it fit. So yeah, that was a bit of a tangent. But basically, I know that externals are real, but I also know that if you are willing to die on this hill that externals play a factor and you need to adjust your training to your externals, you're never going to push yourself. You're never going to progress out of your comfort zone. You're going to use excuses as to why you shouldn't increase the weight each week or why you shouldn't push your body and things like that. You need to go into your sessions with a game plan of what you're going to do, and you need to control your externals as much as you possibly can, but you have to also accept that things aren't going to be perfect. Life is going to get in the way, stresses are going to happen, things outside of your control are going to happen, and you've just got to suck it up and still do the plan. Because also, if you can get through a hard training session with the worst externals, then when you have a comp day that things aren't going to plan, you will be mentally prepared to deal with that. So yes, I don't disregard externals, to answer the question. I'm very aware that externals are a thing, but I'm also very aware that so are excuses. Ignore your externals, ignore your don't have excuses, just plan accordingly, control what is within your control, and everything should come together. And also just switch on your mind, have faith in yourself, have the confidence that you can do what's on the plan. If you're coached, your coach wouldn't give you something you couldn't do, that you weren't capable of, or if you're self-coached, you need to be able to look at things matter-of-factly and not use your emotions to make decisions. So yes, I do believe in externals, but I also believe that people use them as excuses way, way, way too much. So yeah, that's my little rant on externals. I'm going to wrap this video up here. I will answer some more questions in next Friday's video, but please check in for Monday's video as well, because Monday will be, oh my god, I've got a really heavy session on Saturday. So it's actually Friday now. I'm literally going to put this video together and upload it in like an hour or so. Tomorrow, very nervous, week 5, end of block, squats, bench. Not nervous about bench, to be fair. It's just squats. Very, very heavy squat PB planned. But also, again, I'm reffing tomorrow. I have to be up. I don't know what time I have to be up tomorrow. I think I need to leave here at 6. No, 5:30 maybe? I need to check that. But I will check in with you anyway. So yes, check into the next video on Monday to see how the end of block session goes, whether or not I hit my PBs. If I didn't, I will probably be crying. I've never been as nervous for a week of training as I have been for this week, to be honest. But my first session that you've seen in this video went incredibly well. No reason why this next one can't. So yeah, going to wrap this up here. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, please leave a like, comment and subscribe. If you do happen to be interested in coaching, I am also currently opening up 2 or 3 spots, depending on what people are after. That's nutrition coaching, powerlifting coaching, and just generic strength training like coaching as well. So whatever, if any of those are something you're after, there is an inquiry form in the link in my Instagram bio, but also my website is linked in my page, I think. But also my website will be on the end screen as well. So check out my website, you can inquire on there, and yeah, get in touch if you're interested. But in the summertime I should be opening up quite a lot more spaces. I'm just taking people on very slowly at the moment. So yeah, gonna wrap this up here. Gonna stop talking and put this video up. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on Monday for the next one.